Hello. If your child is enrolled in ninth grade English with Mrs. Serban, then you are in the right place. Today I'm going to go over with you a little bit about myself, a little bit about the course itself, and make sure that we can be partners in your child's success in ninth grade English. First of all, a little bit about myself. I am a California native. I grew up locally and I went to Valhalla. I was very involved in school, which is one of the reasons I became a high school teacher. I went on to go to the University of San Diego on a singing scholarship, and I also received a bachelor in communications. I first thought that I wanted to do marketing for the rest of my life, but then I soon discovered that actually education is where my heart belonged. I went back and got my master's degree in education as well as my teaching credential and taught at my former alma mater, Valhalla, for a little while before becoming a stay-at-home mom, and then later on starting to teach at Steele Canyon, and this is my 11th year at Steele Canyon. I absolutely love nature. My family spends our whole time in the summers camping and backpacking and hiking, and my heart belongs to them for sure. My two children in this picture, my son, who's the tallest one in the picture, he's at San Diego State, majoring in social work, and my daughter is a student at Steele Canyon over on the left. And then my husband is also in education. He works for Cajon Valley Union School District as the Director of Family and Community Engagement. Besides being an English teacher, I'm also the Student Activities Director, or the ASB Advisor, which is our student leadership class on campus. And I'm also the Safe School Ambassador Advisor, and we work with students to ensure that we have a safe environment on campus. And the other role that I have on campus is as mom. We have a philosophy at Steele Canyon that we take care of yourself, take care of each other, and take care of this place. And so during our class, as well as in all the classes that we teach, we try to instill those values. My philosophy is that all students can learn. And so I'm always asking myself the question, how do we empower students to discover their individual strengths, their interests, and their values? If you have a student that went to Cajon Valley Union School District, you might have heard those words before. But it's something that I really hold on to. My husband and I really believe that students have so many strengths to build upon, and the more that we can build upon those strengths, then the better off that child will be now as well as into their future. One of the ways that we instill respect in the classroom with one another is that we come up with class agreements together, and we review them, review them every day. For your child's class, these are the agreements that they came up with during the first week of school. Be engaged, focused, prepared, and accountable. And those looked, there was a variety of different things that they wrote down for all of those. But basically, we narrowed it down to 4 words so that it was memorable and something that they could adhere to every single day. Also, to interact positively and actively. In other words, not just sitting quiet the whole time, not writing, but actually actively writing, actively engaged in conversations with their peers, as well as whole class discussions. So what that looks like is sharing your opinion. So really, we all have such a diverse variety of backgrounds and different opinions that it's important that all of them are heard so we can learn and grow together. Also to ask questions and to stay curious, and by listening to understand. So not just listening to the people around them, but really trying to understand the other person's perspective. Also be open and respect others' ideas, and then be positive with one another and offer help, and to acknowledge our strengths. We all acknowledge that there are so many strengths that we bring to the table, and to acknowledge them and to celebrate them and to utilize them is the best way that we can all be with one another. So the student's role in communication is really in 2 parts. First of all, to be effective communicators, we would like students to initiate communication before the parents. So if your child is going to be out, if they aren't feeling well, if they're going through something, in all cases, I'd like you to encourage them to start to advocate and communicate on their own. Since they're in high school now, we want to teach them that skill so that by the time they graduate from high school, that skill is solidified and it's strong. But now they have the guidance of their families and they have the guidance of their teachers to make sure that that communication it's a learning skill. And so we want them to learn that skill so that their communication is really fruitful and helpful in their lives. Also, they should be responsible for checking their grades weekly on Canvas. I will provide some time in class to do that, but I also will ask them to review and reflect upon how they did on assignments so that they can improve on all the skills that we're working on. I do offer tutorials by appointment, either before, during, or after school. So all the students need to do is let me know, and then we will set up some time to work if they feel that they need some extra help. I do try to have them not have very much homework, if at all, because I want them to have their time to rest and recuperate when they're at home so they can be active learners when they are in school. We also offer Beyond the Bell, which is our tutoring program before and after school in all subject areas, and that's offered in the e-building. The other second part of the student's role is they really need to get involved as much as possible. We find that students that are actively engaged and involved on campus outside academics do better with academics. So we do have an ASB website. There is listed clubs, class council, games, dances, events. All of those things are on the website to give them more information. We do encourage them to purchase an ASB card because that money goes into all student activities. If they're an athlete, it pays for their letter, and it gives them discounts on activities that we have on offer on campus. And if they're allowed to have an Instagram account, we do have 2 Instagram accounts that we encourage them to follow. One is for their class of 2025, and the other one is the ASB Instagram account, which gives them updated information about what's going on campus. For your role, the parent's role, the communication, I'm always happy to hear from you, especially if your child needs assistance, is going through something that you want me to know about. Please reach out and let me know. Also, please check grades weekly on Canvas. I highly encourage you to become an observer on Canvas, which means that you can click through the course and see everything going on and what's being offered, and you can be a partner with them in helping them to make sure that they are getting their work done, that they are, you can, notice any red flags and let me know. But I do encourage you highly to become an observer on Canvas. That will give you an observation ability to see all of their classes. And then for me, email is best. I will get back to you within 2 business days, often before that. But because I'm teaching during the day, the phone might ring, but I may not be able to answer it. So email is typically the best way for me to get back to you quickly. Class is 5 days a week. 4 of those days is from 8:30 to 10 o'clock a.m. It's a 90-minute course. And then on Wednesday, when we start late, it's from 10 to 11 a.m. Their courses or their class grade is determined by 2 categories. Independent practice is 40%, and that includes any practice work, homework, classwork, discussions, group work, things like that. And then their assessments includes tests, quizzes, essays, and presentations, and that's 60% of their grade. The idea is if they can, that they're learning for this 40%, and then here is what the 60% is, where they show what they know and what they've learned. So on Canvas, we have, I'm going to click through Canvas real quick. On Canvas, we have the course, I have the course set up with several different buttons, as well as a course calendar down below. So the course calendar, they can click through and find out what we're doing each day just for a quick view. But these buttons will take them to different places. I have the syllabus. It's also listed over here. I have the learning modules, SEALCAN website, a little information about myself. There's a letter, and then a calming corner, which gives them some techniques and strategies to become to work on their social emotional skills. But let me talk to you about learning modules. So this button here or this button here is the most important part of how we organize the class. So when you go to a learning module, you'll see that I organize it by week. So we have week 2, and I have the date at the top, and then it's also organized by day. So if you're looking at this on Thursday, you'll know that today in class, what they did was they worked on a new literature term called imagery. And then we also did a pair deck where we had a discussion about marginalization in Of Mice and Men. So that's what they would have been required to turn in today. And then tomorrow they'll have a vocabulary quiz. And then they will also have a new assignment to do some vocabulary for chapter 2 and to read chapter 2. So just so you know, if you see them clicking through this, this is the way that they would navigate and find their information. If you go back to the home screen, another nice thing about Canvas is that they have an option of a course calendar as well as a to-do list. So here on the to-do list, it shows all the things they're supposed to do. When they do complete those items, these disappear. So you can see this student has all of these things to do. If you go to the course calendar, it's another way of looking at what they have to do. This one is listed by due date. So you can see that, for example, yesterday they had the Honors and College Prep Program Agreement due. And you can click on any of these and it will take you directly to their assignment. Another nice thing that Canvas does is that it will list all of their classes and color code them. So if they are also in geography and geography has something due, it would be a different color and it would also be listed on this calendar. That way it helps them to stay organized. So let's see, went over that with you. Okay, so also your child has a choice to be in college prep or honors. They should have gone over a contract with you. It was due on Wednesday on whether or not they would stay and remain in college prep or challenge themselves with honors. If you didn't get a chance to look at that with them, please do so that they have the opportunity to make a decision about the kind of work that they're going to do in the class. And that they make that decision with the knowledge of their parents. We have competencies, which means that we expect honors to remain in the B average range and college prep in a C or above. And if those competencies, like an essay, is not met with the right level of competency, then I offer remediation until that competency is reached. So that I can say that when they go on to 10th grade English, that they are competent writers. We work on the skills of speaking, listening, reading, and writing. The two types of writing that we most focus on is argumentative and narrative. And each unit of study fulfills our Common Core state standards in English language arts and requirements for graduation. Our units of study are of mice and men. Our focus is on reading, making a claim, supporting with evidence, literary terms, and then they end with an argument essay. Honors will do some research and a presentation alongside that. Then we're also going to do literature circles. We will do that once or twice this term, depending on our pacing. And that gives them an opportunity to read a book with a group of people. They're all reading the same book and have discussions just like a regular book group would do. And then in the end, we will be reading the Odyssey. And for that one, our focus will be on annotation, literary terms, dialogue, and then they will be writing a narrative essay where they write about a hero's journey, and it's usually a story of their life. Thank you so much. I really look forward to working together for your child's success. My email is jserban@schscougars.org. And I'm so excited to have met your students in the first couple of days and look forward to getting to know them as wonderful human beings that they are. Please let me know if you have any questions and I will make myself available.